Hello everyone! In this video, we are going to learn how to convert angles between radians and degrees. The logistics behind the conversions between degrees and radians is as follows. Circumference of any circles is 2 pi times the length of the radius. The measure of a full circular rotation is 2 pi radians. And that's it. 2 pi radians equals to 360 degrees. And pi radians equals to 180 degrees. And therefore 1 radian equals to 180 degrees over pi. We can use the relationship between the radians and the degrees in our conversion. Now we are going to look at 2 examples on how to convert angles in radians to degrees. Example number 1, 5 pi over 8 radians. If we could have this number multiply some number in degrees over radian using this multiplication property, the radians will be cancelled. What we know from this last slide is 180 degrees equivalent to pi radians. And that's it. To convert degrees in radians to degrees, which is to multiply 180 degrees over pi radians. Now we can cancel out the radians. Reduce the pi. The numbers 8 and 180, we can have the numbers divided by 4. 8 divided by 4, which is 2, and 180 divided by 4, which is 45. Now we're left with 5 times 45 degree over 2, which is 225 degrees over 2, and that's it. Our final answer is 112.5 degrees. We see that 5 pi over 8 radians is equivalent to 112.5 degrees. Example 2. Convert negative 3 pi over 4 to degrees. Please feel free to pause the video so that you can give it a try. We will have the number negative 3 pi over 4 radians times 180 degrees over pi radians. Now we can reduce the radians, reduce the pi's. The numbers 4 and 180, we can have the numbers divided by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 180 divided by 4, which is 45. And now we're left with negative 3 times 45 degrees. Our final answer is negative 135 degrees. In this example, we can see that the negative does not affect the way in conversion. As a reminder, the negative of the angle, it is represent how the angle travel from the initial side to the terminal side. And that's it, you're right. For negative 3 pi over 4, we will have the angle travel from the initial side going clockwise to the terminal side. Now let's look at the example to convert angles in degrees to radians. Example number 1, 210 degrees. If we have 200 degrees multiplied by some numbers in radians over degrees, in that way, using the multiplication property, the degrees will be cancelled out. The relationship between radians and degrees is pi radians is equivalent to 180 degrees. Now we can cancel out the degrees. 210 and 180, these two numbers are divisible by 10. So we can cancel out the 0. 21 and 18, these two numbers are divisible by 3. 21 divided by 3, which is 7, and 18 divided by 3, which is 6. So that our final answer is 7 pi over 6 radians. And in fact, we usually don't show the radians unit. So then we have 7 pi over 6. And that's it. 210 degrees equals to 7 pi over 6. In the next example, we would like to convert negative 125 degrees to radians. Please feel free to pause the video so that you can give it a try. Now we have negative 125 degrees times pi radians over 180 degrees. We can first reduce the degrees, and the numbers 125 and 180 are divisible by 5. 125 divided by 5, which is 25. 180 divided by 5, which is 36. Now we have negative 25 pi over 36 is our final answer. And that's it. Negative 125 degrees equals to negative 25 pi over 36. Thank you for watching my video.